Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. It's time for a girl on time. It's time for
Is that the truth? I don't know. There's some people might disagree with that, but to each their own. I hope that everybody's doing well today, no matter what kind of booty or crack you are into. Sorry, I had some shatter on me. I hope everybody's doing well. Like I said, we have a little bit of a different presentation, if you will. I thought, Kate Crimson, I thought you were gonna say, would you ever do a drug out of an ass? And I was like, well, but you said named after a part of your own ass. Sure. I mean, a name's a name, a name. A name's a name, a name. Um, anyways, okay, so I have a coffee. Who is it that doesn't have Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. There's some congratulations in order for Mikey, who's probably not here, but we will say happy 50K day. Should forever be remembered. And don't worry, we got a chase or we got a court case or a case. We got a case court watch. I can't even get the fuck. What kind of friend am I? A terrible one. No, seriously though, congratulations, Mikey. I don't know if I know anybody that works as hard as Mikey does. I'm being totally honest on that. No word of a lie. He works extremely hard, and manages to inspire me a little bit. A little bit. So I made a little video today. I made 2 videos. Oh, also look at my hair. So my hair is braided, and this is all I've got, first of all. It's so pitiful. It's like I have such long hair, but it's just not there thick-wise. That's what she said. Uh, Also, I just want to complain real quick. This is a late stream. I prepared dinner early with the whole fucking plan of like eating before this stream. I sent him out to buy 2 items and I had like everything. I know the green screen's like, bitch, fuck off. The hair is not cool. Um, and I said, and I had it all timed out and I sent them out to get 2 things and I shit you not. Oh, now they're yelling at me. This is not gonna work. I shit you not. He went out and he came back like an hour later, and I was like, "Okay, you got all the stuff." He's like, "Actually, no. Gonna have to put a hold on dinner." We went over to a friend's house and ate some food there. So I'm a little cranky. Yeah, I'm sure you could hear that yawning. Anyways, so the show must go on. No worries, Sherry. You're not even late at all, unlike some people. I'm live. Close the door, please. Yeah, I know. I lied to you. That's right. It's 6:25 and I'm early. Please close the door. Please. Okay. Anyways, so on that note, here's a quick informational video that I'd like you all to watch while I go deal with this.
Step 1. Be early. Arrive on time. Treat it like a concert you don't want to miss. Step 2. Dress like in a party outfit. Look like you're attending a job, not a barbecue. Step 3. Bring your homework. Don't forget your paperwork. No one likes the "I forgot it at home" excuse. Step 4. Mind your manners. Call the judge Your Honor, not dude or bro. Step 5. Check your Wi-Fi and frame your face. Ensure your internet connection is solid. Position your camera to show your face, not your ceiling fan. Save the fan cam for your home decor blog. Step 6. Use your ears. Listen like you're eavesdropping on a juicy conversation. Step 7. Speak up. Talk clearly. Imagine you're telling a great story at a noisy bar. Step 8. Tell the truth. Lies are like boomerangs. They always come back to hit you. Step 9. Mute your phone. That goes for lawyers too. Judges hate impromptu ringtone concerts in court. Step 10. Shut up, zip it and let your lawyer do the talking. They're the pros, and judges appreciate the silence. In summary, so, remember, in court, keep it classy, keep it brief, and save the drama for your llama, or your lawyer, whichever suits you best.
Well, Bill, I did that on purpose. I did that on purpose. Because, I'll tell you why. I'm trying to expand here. Anyways, that is something I did put up. We obviously have more court, but I literally thought that's actually like I started out making it funny, but then after a minute, I was like, well, those are like all things we've seen in court, and so simple to me. So also, so Lisa B, first of all, he didn't close the door. I had to get up and close the door. And then he got mad at me for closing it too loudly. Secondly, what happened here? Somebody got sent. She's been seeing the dude for 3 months. Do they live in the same city? My first question, Lisa. I have questions. We're gonna deal with this. This is like a members only, but it's not. Well, technically, I mean. Anyways, so it's not the worst way, Courtney, right? Like that. There's a at least, you know, there's a room to say no thank you. Hi MB, did you happen to see my video there that I made? It's I think actually really good, not legal advice, just common sense. Do they live in the same town? Is the number one question to begin with. Because mailing things to somebody's house is a little bit weird, but it could also be nice. Oh, MB, guess what? It was just 2 minutes ago, and it's only 2 minutes long. It is not my best work, but it is my work. And so I'm proud of it nonetheless. Oh, do you hear that? That was nice. Anyways, let's put on some actual court.
Let me double check.
Okay. I do see you on the
Yes.
list. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay, so then I do have you checked in. We are waiting for Judge. He's talking to people in person, and then he'll come over here to the virtual courtroom and start talking to everybody. So in a moment, I will put you back on mute in a moment, but whenever Judge is ready to speak with you, just make sure that you have your video and your audio on.
Okay, no problem. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Mhm.
A few moments later.
So here's a great example of what not to do in court. I was recording this today, and you notice the lady was wearing a toque in court. But in this one, the judge finally appears and he quickly yeets somebody out of this courtroom for something I forgot to put on the list, but I will next time. Driving while in court. That's a big no-no.
Okay, good afternoon. Good afternoon. We're gonna go ahead and get started. This is the what's called an indigency docket. It's for those folks who have been so you're out of there. Mr. Money is driving his vehicle, and that he doesn't get to come to court when he's driving his vehicle. So we're gonna remove him. All right, folks, this docket is for those folks who have been given an opportunity to pay the fine and have not been able to pay the fine for whatever reason. So my purpose in business with you today is just try to figure out how we can get that taken care of. And then whether it be a payment plan or some other alternative. And so I'm going to visit with you when I'm going to ask you working, and if you are you working part-time or full-time? If you're working full-time, or if you're working, what you can pay per month on a payment plan. So, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson.
So step 1, show up to court, and then when your name is called, answer. Also, by the way, you guys, I heard about that case with the guy that got that was caught driving in court with a suspended license. Supposedly his license wasn't suspended. Apparently, like literally they did, like it was a paperwork error and he wasn't actually suspended. That's what I heard today. Which would be hilarious.
Okay.
Oh, I'm way ahead of you, Cellulite Yoga Pants. It's already posted on the other channel. Or not the other channel. This channel, you dumbass. It's on this channel as a video already posted. That's weird.
Ms. Kovacsson?
Yes,
Ms. Kovacsson, good afternoon.
good afternoon.
All right. It looks like you just have let's see here. Just the one case of one fine for no insurance. Does that sound right?
Yes,
Okay. All right. Come on here.
I'm going to say one more thing about Lisa B, about your friend here. Okay. As a nasty girl who likes to do nasty fun things, believe me, I have done much more extreme things with somebody I've known for much less time than 3 months. We don't know all their conversations. She could just be a little bit like taken aback, but not really sharing all the deets. But I don't know. It seems like, well, those types of things usually have some foreplay, if you will. So just remember, oftentimes when people, sometimes they'll tell a story and then they realize like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to explain like that I was nasty. I was a nasty girl. I was sexting him, and one night we were talking about this, that, and the other. See, here's the thing. There are some people that make things happen, and there are some people that are talkers, and those are okay. But you have to know who you're dealing with. I dated a guy once, and he was not only I can make that happen, but I can make that happen right now. As in, like, he had a chest full of toys, anything you could imagine. And if you were like, yeah, I would try that, within minutes, he could have that happening. And so that actually made me have to facilitate a discussion of like, oh, there's a difference between talking nasty and then like things like I'm really willing to try necessarily without like more time. So But that's also a really good way of like getting over those hurdles, like to already have a lot of those things around. So, anyways, yeah. Yeah, she told you. She was stunned. But who cares? So, here's the other thing. Like, I know lots of guys that wanna get pegged, wanna have sex like that, and I also know women that have done that and would like to do that, and so I think the most important thing is this video is gonna be demonetized, but, not really, maybe, I don't know, but honestly, the best thing you can do if a partner approaches you with something, even in an unconventional manner, and say they mail you something or whatever, if you approach it, I usually say, "Hey, I'm real I may not be into that." And in fact, when you mention it to me, it's making me feel a certain kind of way. And then you have to work through that. That's your thing to work through. And then you guys can work through it together. Like that's sort of the adult thing of um oh, you thought that he wanted. Oh no. Yeah, no, Sherry. There's a total difference between a strap-on and a toy, right? Oh, you thought that oh no. No, no. Sorry guys. No, he doesn't. No, 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 no. That one's not for her. Well, it's for her to wear, but it ain't going in her. And you don't have to feel bad. It's just the I never even thought that people wouldn't even think about that. You missed earlier. We already did a congratulations, but let's have a round of applause in the chat for Mr. Mikey, Mr. 50K himself. Um, Thanks for the interruption instead of something else. Yeah. Could be preparing her for a throuple. Many different things, Paul. And here's the thing, all of it should be fine as long as they're both consenting adults and they talk about it. And if you're not into something that your partner proposes to you, that doesn't mean you can't be partners with them. It doesn't even mean that it's a bad relationship. You could just say, "Hey, I don't know about that. That makes me feel weird. I never even thought about that. Could do you want to tell me why?" And that like again, a lot of being an adult in a real relationship with somebody and like learning and growing with them is just being willing to talk about that kind of stuff and being willing to be like vulnerable, like, "Oh shit, man, that made me feel funny. But you want to shove that in me." Or vice versa, you know? Anyways. But yes, congratulations to Mikey. Um, Funny time to walk in. Um, do we have Sadie Hawkins Day in Canada? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I don't know what that is, but I don't think we do. Um, but Lisa, I would tell her like, I don't know, like talk to him about it, ask him a question. Here's a great thing for some couples, it's too much to like talk about in person and even too much to text because it's like, ooh, that's weird. Uh, but doing like having writing things down in a little book, pass it back and forth. There you go. Um, oh, a Thursday night show. Wow. Aren't we all so lucky? Okay, let's continue watching. The judge has just kicked somebody out of this court. Um, and just to catch everybody up, this is a compliance docket in municipal court. So most of these people have already pled guilty or been found responsible for their tickets, pardon me, and they are not paying. That's the problem.
All right, so it looks like there's a balance in the amount of $456. Are you employed, ma'am?
I am.
All right, and if we set you up on a payment plan, looks like we've already done that once.
Yeah, but the payments at that time were too high for me to pay. So I was hoping to get on an extended plan or
How much were you paying per month?
I think it was like 100 and some. I think I've only managed to make like a one payment on there. I'm
Well,
not quite sure.
yeah, it doesn't look like, I don't see any payments. It may be that,
It may be that I have to start a monetary monorail these days. Thank you so much, Mikey. You're so sweet. On your special day, gifting memberships. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will take that as a sign about the strap-on talk, though. No, I'm just joking. Seriously. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Members only is on Sunday. And yeah, you always do, Grim. I mean, it's not the world's most dangerous chat technically, but definitely an offshoot. Thank you again.
yeah, I don't see that you made any payments. So if we set you up on a payment plan at 100 a month, can you do that?
Yeah.
All right, so when do you think you can make your first payment of $100 a month?
I can start by we just started June, by July.
By the 1st of July?
Yeah.
All right. Very good. If you'll wait, the clerk, she's going to move you over to a breakout room. The clerk there will prepare a payment plan for you. She'll send you the document, which will be the electronic version of the payment plan, and then she'll get you taken care of. Okay?
Okay, I had a question also.
Yes, ma'am.
Was there any way to reduce the total amount that is owed or?
Yeah, at this point, there really isn't. I mean, it looks like there were a couple of fees added because let me look real quick. Yeah, there were a couple of fees added because of the delays in responding. And so, but as long as you pay that fine, as long as you make pay the payments through the payment plan, then additional fees added.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Mr. Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson, you have 2 cases pending. You have.
So Mr. Johnson is a great example of how to piss the judge off by having a bad internet connection and just being a poor Zoom participant. You'll see, I'm going to let it play through. I had already made the rules video before I captured all of this docket, and I thought it was hilarious. Just like, you'll see, the judge gets so pissed off. But in his very, like, non freak out way, not like that other judge we saw recently who literally spazzed at Michelle.
Have a no driver's license charge, and let's see here, and a seatbelt violation. Are you employed, sir?
You said my what?
Mr. Johnson, are you employed? Do you have a job?
Yes, I'm here now.
Are you not able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, did you understand my question?
I said yes, I'm here now. I'm on my job now.
Mr. Johnson, are you employed? Do you have a job?
Yes.
Okay. We're having some difficulty communicating, sir, and can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
Hello?
What's your answer to the question that I've asked 3 times?
I said yes.
Okay. Is there a reason why you have not paid these fines, sir?
I just have forgotten and I needed some information to log in.
Mr. Johnson, I'm sorry, but we're going to have you come either. You're going to have to go to a place where your Wi-Fi is better, or you're going to have to come in person. The only way that you can do this through video and by Zoom is if you have your connection is good enough to be able to have a good audio and good video. And right now your audio is not good. So
Hello? Hello?
Johnson, how much can you pay per month towards your fine, sir?
Say a minimum 50.
Well, at $50 a month, that's going to take you about almost a year to pay it off. So I'm going to set it
Well, I
at
plan
75 a
on
month.
paying more once I get more money.
Well, okay. I'm going to set the payment plan to 75 a month. Can you do that?
50 would be better. And then I'm able to pay more on it whenever I get more cash.
If I set it at 50, you're going to do it?
Yes.
When can you make your first payment, sir?
Next week. Next Tuesday.
You'll wait for the clerk. Should be right with you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so Mr. Johnson, you think, wow, it can't get much worse for this judge, right? I mean, these people have to be, I think it's rule 6, listening. That goes for all the hearings. Listen to everybody's mistakes so you can learn from them, people. But Ashley didn't really listen. A lot of these people didn't listen. Let's continue.
Mr. Williams,
How you doing?
doing okay, Mr. Williams. You have one, it looks like you have one fine for the
Yes.
light violation. Are you employed, sir?
Not at the moment.
Okay, when was the last time you were employed?
A little over 3 weeks ago. I had to be let go due to my treatment with the accident, which was the whole reason behind these payments being late and stuff like that. Also,
Okay.
yeah, I just restarted treatment. So, but
So it looks
I'm
like we
actually-
did place you on a payment plan. But I
yes.
guess
So
you were not able to
placed
because of the
on
accident.
just that. I was tickets. So in the midst of me just life, I think I paid one and end up forgetting about
Yeah, it looks
the
like you
second
paid one and then you have a balance of 206. It's just $206. I mean, that's a lot of
Yeah.
money. You don't have it, but it's not in the grand scheme of things. It's not that much. I mean, I've been dealing with people today that have $2,500, $1,700.
Right.
You know, so
Right. Well, I'm definitely able to I'm able to go back on the payment plan. Not to really be putting my business out, but I just got, I've spoken with my lawyers and stuff like that. So I would be able to make a payment by the second week of July, just with me paying fees and everything like that from therapy.
Okay. So if I broke it up into 3 payments at 75 a month, you think you could do that?
I might even just clear the whole. It's only $200, so I just rather put myself in a position to say I'll do the payment plan, but I'll probably just knock that out the first payment.
That's fine. Yeah, the first payment is going to be due by the 15th of July. Okay.
Yes, sir. You have a good one. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. If you'll wait, hold on. The clerk will be right with you, and she's going to
Okay.
prepare a document for you. Once you sign it, then you're free to go.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Go.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Uni. Unu.
Amadou Hadara.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hadara, you have, looks like you have 2 cases pending with us. You have the turn left in the wrong lane, and then you have a subsequent offense for no insurance. The total, you got one for 359, one for 421. Are you employed, sir?
As of yesterday, no.
Well, it looks like you were on a payment plan. And is there a reason why you didn't? That was back in May. You had a payment plan that we did see here. Well, that was a few months ago, back in October. And in looking at it, you hadn't made any payments since October. Why is that?
I wasn't working. I had surgery, so I had to stay out for a while, and I wasn't able to make the payments preceding. I did make a few payments prior to that. I just started back working yesterday.
Oh, so you started back yesterday. I thought you said you were not.
Guess what yesterday was? Guess what yesterday was? Oh. Oh. Oh my God, but yesterday was fun.
Employed as of yesterday.
Oh no, I misunderstood the question though.
Okay, so you're starting back. Got it. Okay. So if we set you up on a new payment plan, how much do you think you can pay each month towards your fines?
As of right now, 100 a month. I'll be able to.
Okay. When do you think you can make the first payment?
Within the next 2 weeks.
Okay, so if I gave you till the 16th of June, you think you can pay it by then? Or
Yes,
excuse me, the 17th. 17th is a Monday. You can pay it by
That's
then?
fine. Yes, sir.
All right, very good. If you'll wait, the clerk will be right with you. She's going to prepare you another payment plan. You will sign that. Once you sign that, you'll be free to go.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Banks?
Yes.
Ms. Banks, you have 2 cases.
All right, it's Ashley's turn. Yes, that's a Super Mario shirt. Yes, she's wearing a toque. That's what we call a toque here in Canada. I think some of you call it a beanie. I don't care what it is. Don't wear it in court. I also probably wouldn't recommend a Super Mario shirt. And I think that Jonathan is away on holidays. I'm not sure for how long, but I think that he's traveling in Texas.
Cases pending. You have a no driver's license and a no insurance. The total of those 2 fines is about $317. Not a whole lot. Are you employed?
Yes, I am.
Well, let's see here. It looks like there was a warrant issued for you back at the 1st of May. So,
Exactly for what? If you can elaborate.
for failure to come to court when you were ordered to come to court.
Oh no. I had already spoken to the court, so I was letting them know that I wasn't able to get in contact with them. I was attempting to call and text, but they sent me a text message letting me know that they took that warrant away because of the continuance of my date. And I have documentation as well. I have the text messages that show that. So I'm still showing there in that system.
All right, it was granted a couple days after that fact. You're right. So you have the 3/17. When can you pay these fines, ma'am?
I was trying to see if possible if I can do a payment plan.
Guys, watch the judge's face really carefully when she starts to tell him how fucking uh like unimportant this is in a way. I get what she's trying to say, but I don't know if she understands she's talking to the judge. Um Also, is he going for a drive? Oh my god.
And the minimum start off with 75 at this moment. I'm thinking that I can pay it, I would say second, third week of July, just because I have other obligations right now at this moment that's important as well. And 375, I mean 300, that's not really bad, but I have to take care of these other obligations as well. I just want to be on the safe side with that. But
Well,
if we
that's
start
about a
off with
month and a half from
75.
now, right? You're asking for a month and a half to pay $75?
I mean, because I'm pretty much, I have to take care of other things at this moment as well. I'm the only individual. I take care of myself. I'm the head of my household.
The head of my household of one. What? What is going on in this? Like, seriously, what the fuck? I just remember I was listening to this. I'm like, ma'am, you are wearing a Super Mario t-shirt and a toque in court. Like, the very least you could do is not do that. Oh, God. Oh, am I wrong? I don't know why those are making me laugh so hard today.
And I have other obligations to take care of as well right now at this moment. So, I mean, we can start off with that, but just being on the safe side because I want to make sure I do that. And I have I mean, at that same time, I had to go to Flower Mound as well, so I'm having to pay them
So you
also.
have a payment plan with Flower Mound as well?
I do. So
And how
I
much are you
want to be on
paying,
the
how
safe
much are you
side.
paying to Flower Mound each month?
I pay 125 with Flower Mound right now, and that's over. I'm paying over. I'm paying a lot of money with them right now as well. I don't want to put too much out there, right? On video, but yeah. Um, so again, just wanting to be on the safe side with that. I want to do that. I mean, we can do 100 if anything, but I feel as though that I'll be able to get it taken care of, the $300 in mid-July or between mid-July and August. But
So
again,
let's stop here for a moment. So you'll be able to pay the full amount by mid-July?
no. I'm saying like as far as the payment plan, I want to start it off with at least, we can start off with at least 75 to 100 within that mid-July. But I'm saying in between July and August, I should be able to have that full 300 knocked out.
Well, I'm gonna set the first payment of $100 due by the 15th of July. And if that is paid, then there won't be, that we won't issue any other warrants, but you gotta make sure you get that taken care of by then, okay?
That's not a problem. All right. Thank you.
If you'll wait for the clerk, she'll get you on your way.
All right.
Mr. Fong?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. How are you doing?
Doing well, thank you, sir. You have, looks like 4 cases pending. You have the 2 insurance and then a driving while license valid and a expired registration charge. So let me look here. All right. Looks like the total, and these are all, make sure I'm telling you correctly. So that's yeah, okay. So all of them there, one is from November of last year, then the other 3 are from April of this year. Are you employed, sir?
Yes, but there's some difficulties I'm having with the employment right now.
Well, I'm assuming you're going to need a payment plan. Is that correct?
Yes, due to just financial hardships, I'm like kind of behind on a lot of like bills right now and I'm borrowing money. So I was trying to see if I can get an extended on, well, not only can I get a payment plan extended, but just lower the payment plan just a little bit. If we can lower it, then I can
How much
pay
were
it
you paying each month towards your fine, sir?
for the, well, I forgot about the first ticket, because I'm going through another court case right now, I'm a lawyer, but as far as the first case goes, I think it was around 150 or 120 around there.
All right. So if I set it at 100, do you think $100 a month? Do you think you can do that?
I was trying to see if you can do around 80, just because, like I said, I'm trying to get back on my feet right now. And since I have 2 now, I'm trying to make it more reasonable so that I can pay the court.
Okay, so if I reduce the fine down to 80 a month, I'm willing to do that as long as you pay it. But this is the second, it looks like this is the second payment plan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and so if I do that, you got to make sure you get it taken care of by the, and when can you make that first payment then?
Just so I can be prepared for it. I want to say the reason why I haven't been paid is because I have to, I'm behind on bills. So what I was trying to do is, if you can, I want to do it by the 2nd of July, just so I can get my rent out the way, and so that I know I'll have money on my second paycheck to be able to pay the fine on time.
By the 2nd of July?
Like the 2nd week of July, like Saturday, if that's possible.
Well, if you'll do it, I don't have a problem authorizing that. But what I do, I will have some difficulty with is if I authorize it and then you don't do it. So I'll go ahead and authorize it right now. And I'm going to go ahead and set it at $80 a month beginning the 15th of July. But if it's not paid, then we will have a different problem. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And I have,
so you're looking at about a year to get this taken care of. If you're able to pay it off sooner, I encourage you to do that.
a question for you, Your Honor. Is that $80 payment plan for just that one case or for both of them?
I've combined it into all 4 cases.
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
So it's
so yeah,
$80 a month. And so that's why it's going to take you more than a year.
yes, sir. Yeah, like I said, I just need to catch up on my bills to get in a better position. I've already got my registration and stuff. I'm working on getting the registration, but I got the insurance now. Just trying to prevent things in the future going forward. But like I said, once I get financially right again, I will double pay just to get it off faster.
Very good. Do you have any other questions for me, sir?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
If you'll wait, the clerk will be right with you.
Okay, so that's all I got of that docket. I put that together earlier. We'll watch a little bit more of something else that I grabbed today. But those were all great examples of what not to do in court, honestly. Like, right? Don't we all want to just have that all dealt with? Like, seriously, this is just so weird. Also, 4 tickets, like, you might be smart enough to wear a tie to court, but you ain't smart enough to stop getting tickets. Like, and also I thought it was weird that he's paying a lawyer in one of those cases. Okay, remove, and Oh, that's too long. Is it too long? What time is it? Okay, we have a choice. We have a choice. Ooh, you left me a nice viral video in my Discord office. I'll go check it out after. Um, we have a choice. I'm thinking of the choice in my head. Yeah, let's see. I will make the choice. I made the choice.
I'm hearing Mr. Zamudio Morchenko, as well as here on Laura Lee Lindemann. I do have Mr. Zamudio Morchenko with me.
Oh, Lindemann. Okay. You're here on behalf of Laura Lee?
Laura Lee Lindemann, yes, and she is not the responding party, but I've been retained by her.
Yeah. Okay, that's the one I was missing. I knew I had something going on. Okay, so I've had, let's see, I got Allison Arnold. All right. So I've had Mr. and Mrs. Soto in my Mr. and Mrs. Soto in my waiting room for a long time, so I'm going to take them first, and then I'll take yours, Mr. Rains.
Certainly.
Okay.
These are called paternity hearings. I haven't seen them either.
Okay, this is in the matter of Monica Marie Soto versus Demetrio Gabriel Soto, file number 2024-51450DS. I have Mark A. Bregman, P66065, appearing on behalf of the Lenawee County Prosecutor's Office. This is the
Susan Underwood always looks like she's not Dr. Underwood, it's Susan, I think, or Rhonda Underwood. It's Rhonda Underwood. And Donna, thank you so much. You and Mikey both showering the memberships today. I've already been looking for our next members only, which is on Sunday, and I found a good crime case that we're going to take a look at. Again, on members only days, we do things out of the ordinary that we don't normally cover on the regular channels, and it's a little more laid back. Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Donna. My back is so itchy in like an unreachable spot right now. Thank you though. And yeah. I know. I was thinking I might make that video, the like rules for court. I might try and speed it up, put it into a short and post it, but we'll see. Thank you again. A little bit of Monica Soto on the side. You guys are hilarious. Make me laugh. Well, thank you, Hunter. I need somebody to scratch my back instead of giving me a hard time.
date and time for entry of a judgment of support and paternity. Ms. Soto, have you received a copy in the mail of the proposed judgment? Why is she not responding? Can you hear me, Monica? All right, so she doesn't seem to be able to hear me. So I'm going to send her a chat. She might need to disconnect.
I'm gonna have to look into those karaoke tunes that Creed and Mikey are using so that we can have
Send a
some
chat. You seem unable to hear us. Are you connected to Bluetooth?
like we should have It Wasn't Me on hand, and also maybe that Mambo number 5, obviously now.
All right, Miss Underwood, let me get Miss
Hello?
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. So Ms. Soto, did you receive a copy of the proposed judgment of paternity and support?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Mr. Soto, did you receive a copy of the proposed judgment of paternity and support?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and ma'am, have you had an opportunity to read it? And do you understand all the terms listed in it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so there are two minor children. Are you and Mr. Soto currently married?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you're living together?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so,
What's going on? Why is that happening?
okay, and Mr. Soto, all right, so Mr. Bruckman, they're currently married. So you're not getting divorced or anything, are you?
Your Honor. No, ma'am. We reconciled our marriage.
You reconciled, okay.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
Mr. Bruckman, I'm assuming that we're getting some aid from the state in this case?
Yes, Your Honor. And then in this matter, what's happened, the history of the case is we had our case filed and then Mr. Soto filed for divorce. We dismissed the case and then it was then we had to refile the case because of that. And then he filed for divorce again. And then we were about to dismiss it again. And this is, it appears from means that there is some sort of playing of the system before these cases get filed. And we just want to make sure that they're that it's a true situation where we're not just getting the case dismissed and then having us to refile it again and again.
Okay, so Ms. Soto, you and your husband have reconciled?
Yes, ma'am.
So Mr. Bruggeman, how would you like to proceed?
At this point, if they're reconciled, are they currently living together?
They just said they were, yep.
Okay, then we'll, at this point, we have to dismiss the case again. And
Okay. Very good. All right, so we will dismiss this again. So I'm very glad.
Big D! We never see big D's in divorce court, the big D court itself. Hi, Tracy. Welcome. We're watching something that we don't often see here. She wanted to do it. Look at Miss Underwood smiling. Ugh, I love it. I love it. A big D. If you're a member, you have a big D emoji. Don't forget. This is funny. So who's the top guy? Is that the state? And he's pissed off because he thinks that they're lying about it? I don't understand. This is a very odd one. A very, very odd little case we've got going on here. But just like any judge, complicate me for no reason and let me be able to dismiss you. I want to dismiss you. Judges love to be able to dismiss shit and get it off their off their docket. He thinks they're playing the system as in like filing to get benefits and then reconciling at the last minute so that they continue to be able to get those benefits. I don't know. I think that might be the truth, but then he needs to, like, that's the job. People are allowed to reconcile. Tax breaks. Oh, the tax breaks will keep us together. Or that's what you think? Like I don't get that vibe. That's not the vibe I was getting. I was getting the vibe of like, hey, I think these guys are fucking around to get benefits and because I guess can you get the benefits if you're separated? I don't know. Anyways, let's keep watching. Judge is like, get it off my docket. I'm assuming that if yeah, you like file for divorce, the benefit status might work different. I don't know.
Glad to hear that you two are working hard to reconcile and to save your marriage, because I think that is one of the most difficult and most important things you can do for the benefit of your children, barring like situations where there's domestic violence or abuse. But I wish you both the best of luck, and thank you. We'll dismiss the case. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you're all set. All right.
Okay.
So Miss Underwood, where is Miss Ladd? Where did she go? Well, there's jail. All right, I'm gonna help you two out of here because I know it's hard to figure out how to leave Zoom.
Okay.
All right. Miss Ladd, if you are in the jail room, you need to tell them to start video and audio. I'll send a link, but I don't know if it works. You guys at the jail. All right, so Ms. Underwood, I've sent a chat for them to start video. So got a couple people, I don't have their names. Do you have the oath for me?
I do, Becky.
Becky, could I have the oath for the jury board? Oh, Miss Ladd, you're back. Good. All right, so Miss Underwood, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Samantha Diane Ladd. We have 3 files, 22-20962FH and 23-21239FH and 23-21591FC. So Ms. Underwood, she was arraigned yesterday. She had asked for court-appointed counsel. We appointed you to represent her. We adjourned it to today because she does have a pending new case down in district court. We did verify she has a pretrial scheduled as well as a bond hearing later in June, it sounded like. Is that correct, Ms. Walsh? Like June 25 or something?
The bond hearing is this afternoon, as I understand it.
Okay. May 22nd is what the court computer says.
Okay. And her bond is $500. She can probably make that. Miss Ladd is willing to be on a tether, house arrest, whatever the court would agree to, Your Honor, and feel comfortable with. But this is obviously a part of the violation, the new case. So we obviously cannot proceed on it with any sort of statement until that is resolved. So I would humbly ask the court to consider granting Ms. Ladd a PR bond with tether or any other provisions as far as testing or curfew or house arrest that the court feels comfortable with. And if Ms. Ladd squanders that, the jail is right there, Your Honor.
So Ms. Walsh, what I would propose, because she does have a small child, is basically house arrest. She can't leave her house, period, unless it's for an emergency. And there's no one to come to the house other than her and her family members. Do you think she would comply with that?
I do, but I would like her to get a job.
Okay.
2 weeks ago, she told me she refuses to put her daughter in daycare, so she wouldn't get a job. She's going to be on tether. I believe it's like $13 a day. I mean, and that's part of her probation, is to get a job and stop relying on other people. I was actually going to petition the court for a violation regarding that. So
okay,
we can discuss that now, that she must, seek.
Hold on, what other people? If you rely on other people and they want to give you money and you get enough money that you can take care of things, I consider that a job. It's a hustle. As long as it's willing and legal. And you declared on your taxes, girl, because God knows they'll always get you on the fucking taxes. But if people are making it sound like, and how young is this child? If this child is below the age of 1, I'm going to be pissed as fuck off that they're trying to force her back to work. keep in mind that my bleeding Canadian heart has a year's maternity leave as the absolute bare minimum that people should be getting paid with your job secured and medical benefits the whole time.
Employment.
So, Ms. Ladd, the allegations against you are for assaultive behavior, which technically, once you plead guilty or found guilty of, as I said yesterday, I could send you to prison for. And then your child's either going to end up with a family member or in foster care. Who knows what'll happen then. So you need to grow up and start making good choices. So I'm going to release you on a tether, and I'm going to order one that you have no contact with, let me see, Monica Tincher or Nicole Van Aken, that you must get a job, and you're not to leave your home except for medical emergencies, your job, doctor's appointments, or probation. Do you understand? I can't hear you. Can you speak up for me? No. Well, I don't have audio on you for some reason, but I can say that I can read lips well enough that she did say yes, ma'am. So for the record, she said yes, ma'am. So Miss Underwood, I will release her on a tether and with those conditions. And let me see, we'll set this out. Miss Adams, I'm looking for a date, maybe the end of June, beginning of July.
Is this for a hearing or just another pretrial?
Another pretrial. For the record, file number 23-21591FC is not the file.
Who does she
If you get
contact? She's got, they'll come to the jail, right? She's got to pay up front for the tether, I believe, before she's released.
Yep, and Mr.
honestly not
Coast,
really sure.
I think Mr. Coast makes arrangements for that, so we'll notify Mr. Coast. Ma'am,
Okay.
if you get DHS funding, they do have a child care stipend, which is very good. So you
She
can
knows.
get
She's
child care.
She had that. She had that. She just told me she refuses to put her child in daycare.
So, Miss Adams?
Yep, we could do June 26th at 8:15 or 8:30.
All right, we'll do June 26th at 8:15. So, Miss Ladd, someone's going to have to prepay, and Mr. Coast, Becky, could you have Mr. Coast zoom in and I can put him in a breakout room with Miss Ladd and tell them.
Oh my God, we've talked about it so many times, but here's what I used to say all the time when we used to watch Judge Kim and the juvenile docket. Every dollar that you invest in early childhood education, intervention for young parents, and preventative services so that they don't get involved in crime at the early age, it literally costs you like 50 or 100 times more once they're in the system and as a criminal, a juvenile offender. So when they wonder, like, why are these programs important? Why is it important for parents to spend time with their children in the first year of life? Why is it important that women have the ability to take a year off, parent their children, and go back to the same job without facing repercussions of that? Then that is like, those dollars are already being spent when you jail these kids and when you deal with it like that later. So what I'm saying is that when you invest in early education and early childhood intervention, you always get more for your return. It's just always that way. We don't do that perfectly in Canada at all. Not at all. But and the reality is, who pays for all of those things is all of us. We all pay. I worked since I was 15 years old, and every single paycheck that I got paid, it went into, I paid a portion into something called the EI program, employment insurance. That program is for when you have a baby, when you have an adoption in your family, when you have a death in your family, or you have to take time off to take care of somebody, or when you lose your job through no fault of your own and you need help from the government to stay on. It's not welfare, it's called employment insurance, and you pay into it all of your working life. There's a calculation done for if you lose your job, depending on where you live and what the unemployment rate is in that location depends on how many weeks you need to have paid into the EI system. So they will look back at the past 52 weeks or whatever and take the best 26 of those, and they'll pay you a portion of your salary from that while you're on EI. If you have a baby and if you're a woman and you birth a child, you're automatically given some maternity leave. They used to give it all to the rest of it to parental leave. So parental leave is part of well, the taxpayers are the people that pay into EI. Yeah. It's a government program, but we pay for everything with our taxes. People here aren't bothered by that. And you use it if you need it. Believe me, you couldn't come into this country and take away parental leave or the year maternity leave that we have. Try it. Like, people will fucking riot. It's just not gonna happen. You can't step back like that. And I'll tell you something else. When I was 6 weeks postpartum with my daughter, I was barely out of sweatpants. I couldn't fucking handle going back to work. No chance. Anyways, so wrapping this little rant up, when you take parental leave, my ex-husband took parental leave. And he gets paid part of his salary for it, and he was able to take the time off. The point is that your job is protected legally because they're not able to discriminate against you being away for however many weeks or months it is that you are. Here's the other thing: if you're in certain different professions, like government work, the government will in fact allow you to take 2 or even 3 years of parental leave. They'll subsidize that payment of your paycheck, and you come back afterwards. So you're not getting your full paycheck for that amount of time, but you can continue you hold your seniority in a way. No, you don't each get a year. It's a total of 1 year. And there's I think it's 16 weeks of maternity leave or 8 weeks of maternity leave, and then the rest of it is called parental leave, but it totals a full year. So between the two parents, you can decide if one of them already doesn't work, well, that person's not getting EI benefits if they don't work, right? You understand? If you don't have a job already, you're not going to get maternity leave via job because you haven't paid into the system. Then you have to go to a different social welfare program if you don't have the money for that. That's how it's sort of a self-protecting system in that way. Again, the other thing I like to point out is that, especially in Texas, when we used to watch juvenile detention court in Texas, okay, the cost of the programs that they used to send these children to was sometimes $3,000 a day plus per child. Okay. Could you imagine what you could do for a family for $3,000 a day at the early intervention level? It's actually unthinkable. So again, you have to remember, that's not my tax dollars. That's not Canada. That's the USA. That's Texas specifically. So Tarrant County, the 323rd District Court of Tarrant County, Texas, $3,000 a day times however many kids they have all of there. So remember, even if you aren't willing to pay it, you are paying it. And think of where you would wish that money to go, because I guarantee you, if you invested even a portion of that money into early childhood programs, you would get dividends on the back end. Dividends. So again, pretending like the money's not there, etc., it's not. The money's there. It's chosen where to spend it. this same speech can go for Canada as well. But what was the last? Oh, I'm an immigrant to Canada. Canada feels pretty good about immigration. I'm an immigrant. I wasn't born in Canada. I was born in Scotland and I immigrated to Canada. And my daughter is, I guess, a first generation immigrant. Or no, a first generation Canadian, born Canadian. So they're open to immigration, and immigrants, in fact, are the only thing that keep Canada's population going up instead of declining because the birth rate is low. So it's a necessary thing. But there is a lot of snow. I live in humble brag, the best part, Loud Nose, right? But anyways, I hate to rant like that, but my whole point is that I don't is it really, I know somebody asked me that the other day, Paul. Somebody pointed that out. Don't even care. But it just, when we used to do we called it detention docket dinners. It was on the original channel. I would do that rant once a week minimum. It came back to me, you know, it rolled back to me, but the point is that we watch so much court that you and I know that this is an expensive problem that we're dealing with here. And they're, you know, they stem from, and we can't fix every problem, but we can notice things. Like, for example, I really want to implement, here's my other rant, giving people that go to court a 9-volt battery for their fucking smoke detectors. Just give them to everybody that goes to court, okay? Please? Because we can't deal with Chirpy all the time. And I'll tell you what else. Fire departments already have money for outreach, but they have a hard time reaching people that need the stuff. We have literally, I've researched this because I was like, I remember specifically one day we listened to like a 5-hour case where there was like 2 or 3 smoke detectors that were out and it was chirping at every moment. I heard it for hours afterwards. And I started looking it up and I was like, the Zoom court, because I was like, you know, people are talking about Zoom. Everybody's on Zoom these days. And the thing is, in all the Zoom forums, it was not talked about. It was only a phenomenon in basically court where you get, and also in schools that are teaching low income kids. They're hearing it a lot as well. And so again, there's a great opportunity to be helping. I mean, why don't they just give them, they could give all the batteries to the kids at the school too. But anyways, you know what I mean? There's a real correlation, a direct correlation between income, relative income, and also your likelihood of dying in a fire. It's just true. All right. I swear now my rants are done. Oh, Canada.
Your audio is not connected. They may need to call you back in because you're going to need to talk to Mr. Coast about a tether. All right. All right. I have someone who's called in on an iPhone.
Is that you, Navarre's police videos? Did you call in on an iPhone? Thank you. For 4 months. That's another thing I got to put in the next version of the 10 things how not to suck at court. Rename your device before you get in, right?
I'm sending you a request to unmute. Could you unmute your device, please?
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. What is your name, please?
Eladio Martinez.
All right, I see you. Okay, so You might need to call back in from the jail. For some reason, when it does that, it only works if you call back in. Take the jury board. Do you have the jury board? Oh, yes. Thanks, man.
I do love it when my daddy pays.
Right, Mr. Coast,
Good morning,
I have
Judge.
Samantha. Good morning. I have Samantha Ladd, and I'm releasing her on a tether today.
Okay.
So I was going to put you in a breakout room with her to explain to her, or maybe get her mom's number to expedite the process.
Absolutely.
All right, Miss Ladd, can you say hi or something so I know you have audio? No. Scoot up, maybe.
What's going on?
Nope, can't hear you at all. No.
I don't think she wants them to call her mom. Ugh, tell me about it, lady. Yeah, no, but that's funny too. I am actually making a list because I'm gonna make another video. Arsehole, you're right.
Mr. Mendoza, I'm gonna put you in the waiting room and I'll bring you back in just a few minutes. For some reason, we don't have audio. Again, I don't know why, from the jail.
It's actually the reflection of the webcam, MB. So the webcam is in clay and the computer is actually behind glass. I think they're using like a visitation booth. And so it's the reflection of the webcam green recording light that's sitting on the device.
Darren, she's on probation with me.
Okay. If
So-
there's any, is there any requirements for the GPS or should you have any contact or?
Yep.
Yes.
There's no contact with, hold on a second. Monica Tincher, no contact with her. No contact with Nicole Van Aken. She's required to get employment. And other than medical emergencies, work, or court probation, she is not to leave her residence.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks. Here we go. Put her in a different jail zone. So let's see if that one works.
Hey,
Darren, I'll
MB,
send.
what's a sequestration order? Can you tell me that? I heard it float around the other day and I was wondering because in Canada, like all I would think about a sequestration order would be related to like sequestering a jury so that you don't taint the jury pool with like media coverage ahead of time, perhaps. But maybe I'm off base.
You the address from Miss Tincher.
Perfect.
So somebody at the jail needs to start audio and video. All right, I have, oh, she's not. Audio. All right, so Miss Escott, if you want to come up, I can take care of this real quick. So, if you just, yep, thank you. All right, so I think they can just answer I do, right? Okay, so can you both raise your right hand?
Can you hear us now?
Hold on at the jail. Yes, I can. Hold on one moment. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this state and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of jury board member according to the best of your?
Whoa, I almost took an oath there that I didn't mean to take. No. no, I'm not doing that, Judge. Wait, I gotta listen to that again. And then we'll talk about the sequester thing in a bit.
That you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this state and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of jury board member according to the best of your ability. Mr. Wimple and Ms. Canabla. Very good. Thank you. So let me sign this and I will get you on your way. Ms. Canabla, what's your first name?
Yeah, I have your first name.
I'll get it.
Carol. Carol, thank you.
That's wrong.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
So, Ms. Lescott, here you go. And welcome. Okay. All right, so Miss Ladd, I am gonna pop you in a breakout room with Mr. Coast. And
Miss Ladd, you need to report to me today by 2 o'clock if you're released, okay?
Okay.
And if not, you need to call me.
Well, I think she doesn't have it here. What time? I think she has a court date at 2 today, right?
Yeah, I have a bond hearing at 1.
She's not
Okay,
gonna
the
get
court
out by
computer
2.
says the 22nd, which is tomorrow.
Well, I got a paper yesterday before I came upstairs. I might have the date wrong. I might have the date.
Okay, just call me when you get out, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and join that breakout room, Mr. Coast and Miss Ladd. Okay, so I have a young lady in a vehicle. What is your name, please?
Samantha Brooks.
Samantha Brooks, all right. Ms. Underwood, if you need to go down to Judge Olsavers, go ahead and do that and then come back, all right? Okay, so. Filiberto, no, I do not. All right, this is in the matter of Samantha April Brooks versus Filiberto Zamudio Mark.
Yes.
How do you pronounce that, Marquejo?
I honestly have no idea. I think it's like
Marquecho.
Oh, okay.
Marquejo.
Okay, what is this lawsuit about? Because she can't pronounce his name. Did they fuck? Is he a baby daddy? These are paternity hearings after all, supposedly. Although she just threw in an oath of something or other. So what is going on here? Let's find out together.
All right, I'm sorry, Mr. Raines. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I pronounce Marquejo, right?
Marquecho.
Marquecho. All right, I have a difficult name, so I always try to pronounce everybody's name right. You know. All right, and I have Lowry Raines appearing on behalf of Mr. Zamudio Marquejo, and I also have Mark A. Brugman here from the Lenawee County Prosecutor's Office. This is the date and time scheduled for a motion for entry of order. Ms. Brooks has appeared via Zoom, and Mr. Raines' client is present with him in his office. So I'm going to start first with Ms. Brooks. Did you receive a copy of the proposed judgment of paternity and support?
Yes.
All right, and have you had an opportunity to read through it?
Yeah.
Do you have
Wait, she can't. It's actually a divorce and she doesn't know his last name? What is going on?
any questions about the information? Do you adhere to the child support, custody, or parenting time?
No.
All right, Mr. Raines, on behalf of your client, obviously you reviewed it with your client, explained it to him. Are there any terms that he objects to?
Yes, Your Honor, we're agreeable to the joint legal custody, but we're objecting on the award of physical custody, also objecting as it relates to the parenting time and child support, and we would request respectfully referral to the front of the court on those issues.
All right, so Mr. Brugman, I have marked those boxes that the defendant has disputed those, and I will sign it. Is there anything else, Mr. Brugman?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Brooks and Mr. Zamudio Marquejo, you're going to receive a notice to appear from the front of the court's office. Your attorney, Mr. may or may not receive one, so make sure when you get it, You make sure you get a copy to Mr. Rains. Sometimes they go to both and sometimes they don't. Make sure that you both appear for that Zoom hearing because it's usually via Zoom. And going forward, make sure you keep your address updated with Friend of Court along with your employment. So if you don't get a notice of hearing in the mail in the next couple of weeks, reach out to Friend of the Court and double check that date. All right.
And Ms. Brooks, if you want to retain, this has become now a civil matter. And if you need to retain an attorney, if you want one, you need to retain an attorney to go to that hearing.
Okay. And Ms.
Okay,
Brooks, if
thank-
you'd like to reach out to me, I'm interested in trying to see if a resolution could be reached. You can call me at my office if you're interested.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Rains, you're also on Lindemann White, so I'll take that one next.
I am, Your Honor. Thank you. I'm going to play musical
Hold
chair.
on, was she crying at the last second there? This is so weird. Is that what's happening? I think she's crying. Oh my God. That's sad. Why are you laughing, Paisley? You're such a bitch.
For a moment. I'll stop my video and audio just for a moment. Thank you.
What name is the case you're hearing? What's your name?
Josh Johnson. Doris Johnson.
Gotcha. Okay. Hold on. All right, Ms. Brooks, I'll help you on your way. All right, so. I do have Stephen White. Okay. All right, let's get Mr. White, if you could start your video and unmute your device, please.
Oh.
There you go. That's good. That's good. All right.
Okay.
So this is in the matter of Laura Lee Ella Lindemann versus Stephen Taylor White, file number 2024-51386DS. I have Mark A. Brugman appearing on behalf of the Lenawee County Prosecutor's Office, P66065. I also have Lowry Rains appearing on behalf of Laura Lee Ella Lindemann, who is present in his office. Mr. White is appearing via Zoom, as is Mr. Brugman. So, Mr. Rains, you and your client were able to review a proposed judgment of paternity and support. Is that correct?
We have, Your Honor, yes, and we have no objection to its entry as drafted.
Okay, so Mr. White, you also received a copy of the proposed judgment of paternity and support. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, so do you understand that this proposed judgment grants Laura Lee Ella Lindemann sole physical custody of the minor child, and then it grants you both joint legal custody, and it sets child support at $165 a month and 50-50 parenting time. Is that correct?
Yes.
And it's joint legal custody. Okay. Do you have any objections to the entry of this proposed judgment?
No.
Okay, very good. All right, so I'm going to mark the box that at the time of entry of this judgment, neither party has disputed the custody order in the complaint. Going for, well, first of all, I'd like to commend you because you have worked out an agreement and look like you're going to have the ability to co-parent your child. And it's a hard thing to do, but I wish you the best of luck. Going forward, you need to make sure that every time you move, you come to the front of the court or mail in a change of address. So our address is always updated for you. And then anytime you change employment, you need to provide that information to the court as well. I've signed the proposed judgment and child support order. Mr. Brugman, is there anything else?
Your Honor, you indicated 50-50 parenting time. Was that, did they edit the order, or was that usually our standard order says parenting time at all times agreeable?
No, that's what.
Oh no, you know what, Judge? Credence and Mikey is getting a pass today because of their 50K celebration. But it's not a toboggan. A toboggan is a sled or a sleigh or a fucking, it's a toboggan. It's what you ride down the hill on, not a toque. It's a toque. Where did that even come from? Milky's back again. And yeah, if anything, folks, reminder, a toque-boggan, that's somewhat close.
I'm sorry, there is an error in here. It gives her sole physical custody, but they have 50-50 parenting time. So wouldn't that be joint physical, Mr. Raines?
Your Honor, the judgment, I believe my reading of it is the same as Mr. Bergman. It is sole physical custody, joint legal custody. I believe, Your Honor, is maybe interpreting a shared physical from the child support recommendation, which reflects, I believe, 182 overnights for each parent. And my client has no objection with that calculation, but again, she's satisfied with the child support and the terms of the proposed judgment of paternity as drafted.
Okay, so Mr. White, I'm sorry, I misspoke. So Mr. White, are you currently, you guys are not a couple, correct?
Yes, that
You
is
are
correct.
a couple?
No, we're not.
Oh, okay. So Mr. White, I feel like it's always important that people understand this at this point, because if you don't object to it, it's a really hard thing to overcome in the future. So you and Miss Lindeman have agreed to basically a 50-50 parenting time schedule. Do you understand that?
Yes.
But this order grants her sole physical custody and then joint legal custody. Sole physical custody carries a lot of things, like she would be able to claim the child for taxes every year. She would have sole physical custody, which means that down the road, if something happens, you would have a higher burden to change. So you do not object to her having sole physical custody, even though you have equal parenting time?
No, that's fine.
Okay, all right, so I will sign those.
That's actually a really good sign for their co-parenting going forward. It's good of the judge to double check these things. My headband and my bun on point, trying to copy her hairstyle. But, and this is not a polar fleece, I wish. It is a purple, very nice big hoodie, and it zips up like this, but it's not a polar fleece. It's just a hoodie. But here's the cool part. It's got thumb holes as well. For my thumbs. Oh, with the glasses. Oh, fuck. I'm supposed to have her glasses and sad face. Anyways, okay, yeah. Oh, my hair's not staying up like that, though.
Thank you for catching that, Mr. Bruggeman, and I wish you both the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
It is comfy-ish.
So is everything all done here?
Yep, everything's all set. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
All right, so Mr. Martinez, let me find you. Okay, Alicia Miller, I got her.
Good night, Bill.
All right, Miss Miller, can you hear me? All right, Mr. Martinez and Miss Miller, if you both can turn on your video and unmute your device for me, please.
MB, you're so sweet. Oh my goodness. I will check the pee-pee. I love looking at pee-pee so much. I love you.
Mr. Martinez, are you there? I'm gonna move on. Well, there he is. Okay. Mr. Martinez, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. This is is it Alicia or Alicia?
Alicia.
Alicia Miller versus Eladio Noel Martinez, file number 2024-51367DS. Both parties are present via Zoom. I have Mark A. Bregman, P66065, appearing on behalf of Lenawee County Prosecutor's Office. This is the date for entry of a judgment of paternity. Miss Miller, did you receive a copy of that in the mail?
Yes.
Did you review that and you understand all the terms?
Yeah.
All right, do you understand this grants you sole physical custody of the minor child, and the parties will have joint legal custody until further order of the court, and parenting time is at all times agreeable. Child support is set at $106 a month, and parenting.
Where is it so cheap to raise these children? $106 a month. Also, MB, maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot, or maybe it's just delayed. I don't see anything in the PP, but well, in my email. But you know how Google the YouTube daddy is. But seriously, 106 is like nuts. I know Michigan's cheap to live in, but come on now. Come on now.
Time is 182. Okay, hold on. I'm going to take a recess. I'll be right back.
That was abrupt. What is going on? And that's not a week, Sherry. That's a month. That's a month. She just pieced out really fast. I hope she's okay. Maybe she heard me saying check the PP and she's running to check. Ever since last night when we watched that case where the person had a seizure at the end, now I'm afraid to fast forward anything. What if you miss something huge but nonchalant? You know? Could be IBS. That's not even funny to laugh about. I feel bad for people with IBS. But also, you know. What's funny is that I know that Judge DeSanto likes Tim Hortons coffee, but I don't know if I've seen Judge Anzalone drink coffee. I always get excited when I see Judge DeSanto with her Tim Hortons cup, you know? She took a file with her? Shit. Well, maybe she likes to read wherever she's going. It just seemed very abrupt. I mean, that's why we're feeling all of this. I mean, if I didn't know she was such a judge, like I'd be like, oh, she's off doing a bump in the line and a little bit of a grind, but allegedly and not really, Judge, never.
So I'm back. All right. So Mr. Brugman, I'm having a couple issues with this one and the last one. So Miss Miller, this is set up that you and Mr. Martinez have each 182 overnights, 0.5 overnights. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Miss Miller, yes. So you and Mr.
There it is, MB. Thank you so much. I love you. You are so sweet. And I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. I love seeing PP emails. I love it. Yeah, the judge is not happy right now with with this prosecutor guy. Oh, look at my little pin. Do you guys know what my pin says on my shirt? My ADHD meds haven't been on them in a while, but listen. It says here, it's never too late for a plot twist. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, this is an interesting, this is a 364. And what happens on leap years? Huh? What happens on a leap year?
Martinez share parenting time 50-50. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a presumption, and we always have, so that if you have shared parenting time, you have joint physical custody as well, and joint legal custody. So this order grants you sole physical custody. And let me talk about that. Sole physical custody benefits you in small ways, not great big ways, but it allows you to claim for taxes, possibly head of household. It allows you to make decisions in certain respects that Mr. Martinez would not be able to be involved in. But Mr. Martinez is exercising 50-50 parenting time. Our presumption is always that that is joint physical custody. So ma'am, do you have any questions about that, or do you agree to joint physical and joint legal?
I think it's agreeable, but I do have them most of the time.
So is he not exercising 50% of overnight parenting time?
No.
So Mr. Martinez, you're awarded in here, child support is calculated at 182.5 overnights. Do you think, so Miss Miller is stating that you don't actually exercise that, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so what do you think you're actually exercising?
I have them I pick them up every day from daycare and school. I have them until she gets out of work, and then she comes and gets them.
How many overnights are you exercising? Because that's what we actually count.
Not a lot.
Okay, so Mr. Brugman, I'm going to refer this down to front of the court.
That's fine. Basically, the history of it is that this is a situation where we get the referral, and then at times they would say that they are together, and then other times they would say that they are not together. So
that's fine, Mr. Brugman. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm just going to mark that that plaintiff disputes the parenting time because she's saying he doesn't actually have them 182.5 nights. So that'll impact child support and whatever else.
The only person that impacts negatively, honestly, is her. I don't think they're scamming. I think they're stupid. No offense. I just actually think that's it. I think they just don't even understand the implications. Maybe one of them does, but they just, and here's the thing. If they work well together and the system is he picks them up every day, but she is the more stable parent and they go to bed at her house every night, but that works for them, then I would love it if the government would get their fucking nose out of their business and allow them to do it. But on the other hand, I do understand that these questions sometimes need to be asked. I think that this is mostly Mr. Bugman's fault, or whatever the fuck his name is. Good night, Vicky. Sorry, I sounded mean there, and that wasn't about you. That was about Mr. Bugman. Good night, Vicky. Have a great evening. Mr. Bugman. I think he fucked it up a little bit with all his little fuck ups. And the judge, you know, she lets some things slide, but this is a pretty like big thing. And I think that it's one thing when they actually agree, they actually exercise the separate parenting time, etc. It's a totally different thing when she's say paying, you know, but even if she gets government assistance, her government assistance isn't going to change based on how much child support he pays. So that's why it's not necessarily a scam. Like I just honestly think it's an oversight in some ways, or just stupidity. Like she's leaving money on the table. That's her fault. But I don't think that at least here you wouldn't get more money based upon like your child support doesn't impact how much public benefits you get if you're on public benefits. So that's you know, and he doesn't pay the government back for the child support. I've advocated for that too. If the government was so fucking worried about people paying their child support and following up on it, which they do, and they spend a lot of money doing, that's another whole thing I have. Why wouldn't they give that money ahead of time to the parents who need it to take care of these children, which they don't. They absolutely don't do. But they certainly act as a middleman. Anyways, that's a whole nother fucking argument. But yeah, I mean, they sometimes have them pay medical back to the government, but I don't see how it would impact the amount of benefits that they're getting.
So I've signed that. So both of you are going to receive in the mail a notice of hearing to appear for a referee hearing with instructions on how to do that. That is via Zoom. And make sure you both appear for that, bring any documentation they request. They'll do a hearing, and based on the testimony at that hearing, they will issue a new order. Make sure going forward that you keep your address updated with friend of the court so that mail is received by you. And then make sure that anytime you gain new employment, you provide that information as well. All right. Okay, I wish you the best of luck. Mr. Bruggeman no longer is involved in this case. So if you wish to have counsel present at that hearing, you would need to retain them. Thank you both. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
That was
All right. So let me get my last one in, Mr. Bruggeman.
Last one for me too. Oh, she's wearing a tank top. Fucking shit, guys.
All right, now let's see. Alexis Malone.
Okay, it's Alexis's turn. I gotta go stir something. I know he was gonna say something too. I heard, MB. God dang it. God dang it. I gotta go stir something on the stove.
So, Mr. Flores Jensen, why don't you come up to the podium? All right, stand at the podium. This is in the matter of Alexis Anne Marie Malone versus Joshua Lewis Johnson. Flores Johnson, right? You go by Flores Johnson or Johnson?
Flores Johnson.
Okay. File number 2000. And so Mr. Bruggeman, his name, is it hyphened?
Yes, ma'am.
His last name is not just Johnson, it's Flores hyphen Johnson.
Right.
All right. So this is the date and time schedule for.
It's hyphenated, Judge, not hyphened. As somebody who has a hyphenated last name, I've never said it's hyphened before. I've always said it's hyphenated. And then I spell it, and then I say, don't spell it. I'm just like, do not spell your last name out loud, please. Hyphen. I do say hyphen in the middle. I don't spell the very last one because it's very simple, but I spell the first last name. And then I go hyphen other last name.
Motion for entry of order. Ms. Malone is appearing via Zoom and Mr. Flores Johnson is appearing in person. And Mark A. Bregman, P66065, appearing as the prosecutor in this matter. So we have a proposed order that grants Alexis Malone sole physical custody and then the parties joint legal custody with parenting time at all times agreeable. And child support is calculated with Mr. Flores Johnson having 0 overnights. Do you not have overnights with this child?
No, I have never even, I've seen him probably twice, met him once.
Okay, so, child support is calculated at, so we got $281 a month for one child. So Miss Malone, have you had an opportunity to read through this proposed judgment?
Yes.
Do you disagree with any of the terms of this proposed judgment?
No, not necessarily. The only thing I would say, like with agreeable visitation, is I would like supervised visitation if all possible.
Okay, so, all right. So what I'm going to do is say that you've disputed the custody and parenting time provision, and then that'll get referred to a friend of the court. I can't order that today, but a friend of the court referee could if they determine that it's necessary, okay? But that would be up to the referee. So, sir, she's objecting to those terms. Are you objecting as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Damn it, Bergman, you shit the fucking bed today. Seriously. Oh my God. Also, she might be wearing a nursing bra.
Mark, that you both disputed those terms. So going forward, you will receive a notice of hearing from friend of the court for a referee hearing. I think most of them are via Zoom and they have those instructions. If you're not able to appear via Zoom, just let the friend of the court know. They'll send out a request. They'll give you directions on what paperwork you need to bring and so forth. Make sure you bring those documents with you and make sure going forward, you keep your employment updated with the friend of the court as well as your address. And that must be done in writing to friend of the court. All right. So ma'am, do you have any questions?
No.
Sir? All right, very good. I'm keeping out for that friend of the court notice of hearing. If you don't get it in the next couple of weeks, make sure you call and check that date. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You just said it was your last case, Judge. You got me all excited. Okay. She introduced him as the prosecutor, Paul. But I thought he was a friend of the court or like I don't know, court guy. This is helping me though. I'm getting hungry. It's always a problem for me to eat. I've made spaghetti. The sauce has been simmering on low, very low, for hours now. And I'm going to eat that. I know there aren't prosecutors, but I swear to God, she just said prosecutor. I swear to God. In fact, I'm so positive that she said prosecutor that I'm going to go 3932 is where we are right now. Hold on. There's a method to my madness. 3932. It was Melissa got on the screen.
Johnson. Dated with friend of the. Let me get my last one in, Mr. Ruggiman. All right, Mel, let's see. Alexis Malone. So, Mr. Flores Johnson, why don't you come up to the podium? A proposed order that grants Alexis Malone sole physical custody and then the parties joint legal custody with parenting time at all times agreeable.
Supervised visitation if all possible.
Okay, so, all right. So what I'm gonna do is say that you've just.
I'm sure it's in there. I'm not gonna look for it more because I'm actually hungry. 3932. We wrote it down. Keep it clean and keep it legal. Now that would be really stepping on Mikey's toes if I started showing WHKY. A loud.
Thank you. That one. Let's see, Mr. Bruggeman. I have.
Here's your task. If you guys find it later, timestamp it in the video. If you're listening to this video later and you're like, what the fuck? Just go back and look and see where she said prosecutor. Send me that in a timestamp. I will heart it. Love you.
Stop this. Hold on, sir. I'll be right with you. I think we have two more. Right, Mr. Bruggeman, I just have two more for you. All right. So I have somebody named Stephanie. Can you state your full name for me, please?
Jesus Christ, Stephanie. You're such a bitch. Why do you have to be such a damn bitch, Stephanie? I'm just joking. I don't even know who Stephanie is.
Stephanie Pate.
Okay. Miss Adams, is Miss Pate scheduled for tomorrow? What are you here for, Miss Pate?
For my son's hearing.
What's his?
For
Oh,
Malachi.
yep. Hold on. Nope. Yep. Hold on, Miss Pate. I'm gonna put you in the waiting room. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So in the matter.
Bye, Stephanie.
Of Brittany Raquel Coley versus Jamie Allen Vanzo. This is the date and time on file number 24-51483DS for a motion for entry of judgment of paternity and support. Mr. Bruggeman is appearing on behalf of Lenawee County Prosecutor's Office. There's proper proof of service in the file showing on April 15th. Notice of today's hearing as well as the proposed paternity and support order were mailed to the parties. Mr. Bruggeman, these matters were set for 8:15 this morning and is now 8:56. Neither party has prepared or appeared. So I will sign those documents and they will be admitted. Anything else, Mr. Bruggeman, on this one?
No, Your Honor.
She said prosecuting office again.
In the matter of Julie Ann Mendenhall versus Eric Douglas Archer, file number 24-51534DS. This is the date and time scheduled for a motion for entry of order, and Mark A. Bruggeman appearing on behalf of the Lenawee County Prosecutor's Office. Proper proof of service was in the, or we have proof of service that copies of the motion and notice of hearing were mailed out on April 29th of 24. Neither party has appeared. So, Mr. Bruggeman, I will sign and enter these orders. Is there anything else on this file, Mr. Bruggeman?
No, Your Honor.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much, Mr. Bruggeman. I believe that concludes our docket.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And Mikey cried about it later. Cellulite yoga pants.
And Miss Adams, could you see if Mr. McFarland, David McFarland, is available to speak with me this morning?
Okay.
So. All right, are you Aaron Webb?
Christopher Webb. Christopher Aaron Webb.
Christopher Aaron.
Did he forget his middle name? Christopher. He's like, oh, hopefully it's Aaron. They're not looking for me. Aaron's your middle name, dumbass. Sorry. I judge harshly because I don't have a middle name, so I have no experience. It's a weird thing I've learned.
Christopher Aaron Webb.
Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Christopher Aaron Webb, file number 23-21230FH. So, Mr. Webb, we are here on a motion affidavit and bench warrant for failure to appear at a circuit court pretrial on August 9th of 2023. Mr. Webb, a couple things. One, a contempt of court for failure to appear carries up to 93 days in jail and or a $2,500 fine. And then your underlying offense, which is still pending, which is second offense, possession of methamphetamine, as well as operating with license suspended, and then a habitual offender second offense. That case is still pending. I'm not sure if there's been absconding charges issued on that, so I can't tell you that at this point. You were represented by John Glazier on the underlying file, and you do have and I'm going to set that for a pretrial this Wednesday, but you also have a right to have an attorney represent you on this contempt of court. If you can't afford to hire one, we will appoint you one at public expense. Would you like an attorney appointed to represent you on this file?
Yes, yes.
All right, Mr. Webb, do you want me to set both of these over for Wednesday for your attorney to be present?
Yes, and yes, please.
All right, okay, so I'm gonna end.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Mr. Webb.
I just wanted
I'm
to say
sorry,
something
did you?
quick. I had a heart attack not that long ago, Ms. Aslam.
Hold on. So I appreciate that, but I don't want you to say anything now that you've asked for an attorney. I don't want you to say anything on the record that might affect your case.
Okay.
If you have a health issue,
I do.
currently,
That's
I
why
will
I'm in
tell
court.
you, hold on, don't. I will
Right.
tell you that the jail will reach out to me. You know, they always reach out to me if there's some risk involved in being in custody. Would you like to speak to a court-appointed attorney today?
Yes, please. Yes.
All right, so Mr. Webb, I'm gonna change your Zoom screen name, and then Miss Underwood went to Judge Olsavers. So, and I'll also see if Mr. Glazier is available, but Miss Underwood handles my pickups. And then, when she gets back, I will bring you back in the courtroom, okay?
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna change your screen name, and then I'm gonna put you in the waiting room, and maybe it'll be about 10 minutes or so, okay? Okay, I'm gonna stop the live stream and close the courtroom. Oh, and she kicked us out just like that. That's okay. That's good timing, Judge. We've been going over 2 hours. That's what she said. No, seriously, that would hurt. You should take little breaks when you're having sex for that long. No, I hope everybody is, you guys are hilarious today. The chat has been on fire today, making me laugh all night long. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, it's spaghetti time. That's right. Also, I think I've told you guys this before, but Paisley is just too weird of a name to like deal with at Starbucks. So I used to use Victoria as my secret name. I don't go to Starbucks anymore either. My God, money, how much money was I burning all day? I don't want to go to sleep either, but I do need to eat dinner. I'm still hungry. I don't know why it's so easy for me to slip into that speech pattern, but it really is. It feels good to talk like that. My God. Anyways, yes, I would like my back scratched now, Hunter.
Thank you again to everybody. Credence and Mikey, once again, thank you very, very much. And congratulations on 50K. One day, I hope to be able to say the same thing. And then MB, thank you again for your wonderful PP gift. I really, really appreciate it, you guys. And thank you so much for each one of you being here. Please remember that I love you. My nail polish got chipped already because I'm a fucking animal. I love you. I'm proud of you. And I will see you in the next video tomorrow. Oh, also go watch the other video and like it and leave a comment, please. 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 Thank you. Bye.